All right. Get ready to dive into something really cool, something pretty wild, actually. We're talking about creating your own programs using AI and no coding experience necessary.
Yeah, you heard that right.
You sent over some materials about this 60-second program method.
Right.
And I'll be honest, I was pretty skeptical at first.
Wow.
Creating programs in just 60 seconds. Sounds like something straight out of a movie.
Sounds too good to be true, right?
Exactly. Too good to be true.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what we're here to figure out.
Exactly. That's what these deep dives are all about.
Could this really be possible?
We're going to find out together.
I, for one, I'm excited to find out.
Me too. And I have to say, after reviewing all these materials, it does seem like there's some real potential here.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What exactly is this 60-second program method? How does it actually work?
All right, so picture this. You're talking to the AI.
Okay.
You're telling it what you want the program to do.
Uh-huh.
Just using simple, everyday language. It's kind of like you're just giving instructions to a friend.
Okay.
But this friend is a super smart AI
Gotcha.
that can then take your words and turn them into a working program.
No code.
No complicated code.
No confusing jargon.
None of that.
So instead of learning, like, Python,
Be like,
I can just, talk to this AI.
yeah, basically speak plain English.
That's amazing, but what kind of programs can we actually create with this? Are we talking, simple stuff, or can we get more complex?
Right, so think of it like this. You're not going to be building the next Facebook or Instagram with this method,
Okay.
but you can create incredibly useful tools for everyday tasks.
Give me some examples.
The materials that you sent over, they mentioned things like file renamers, image resizers, even a meal planner
A meal planner.
that could cater to your specific dietary needs.
Hold on, so I could potentially create a program that automatically resizes all my photos for Instagram.
That's the idea.
That would save me so much time. I'm already seeing how this could be a game changer. But wait, how does the AI actually know what to do? Are we talking about typing out commands or something?
You're essentially feeding the AI what are called prompts.
Prompts. Okay.
And those prompts are basically descriptions of what you want the program to do.
Okay.
And the examples you provided, they really highlighted how straightforward these prompts can be.
Like what?
So let's say you want to create a program that renames a bunch of files
Okay.
with today's date.
All right.
Your prompt could be as simple as rename all files in this folder, adding today's date to the file name.
And then the AI takes it from there.
That's it. The AI does all the heavy lifting in the background.
So I'm not writing any code. I'm just telling the AI what I want in plain English.
Exactly.
This is starting to sound a little too good to be true.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Are there any catches? Do I need a supercomputer or some special software to make this work?
Well, one of the things that makes this so appealing is its accessibility.
Okay.
You don't need a supercomputer.
Yeah.
You don't need expensive software. You don't need a degree in computer science.
Right.
The course actually emphasizes using free, readily available tools that a lot of people probably already have access to.
Such as?
ChatGPT, Google's Gemini.
Okay, I am officially intrigued.
It's pretty cool stuff.
But let's be realistic here. Who is this method actually for?
Right.
Who would benefit the most from learning how to create programs this way?
They're really targeting anyone who feels bogged down by repetitive tasks or frustrated with, the limitations of their current software.
So paint me a picture.
All right, so you're a small business owner, you're a freelancer, you're a busy parent.
I fit at least one of those.
You're anyone who wants to streamline their work
Okay.
and gain more control over their digital life.
I like where this is going.
This method, it could be a huge time saver and a real productivity booster.
So it's not just for tech-savvy people.
Not at all.
Anyone can potentially learn this and start creating their own tools.
That's exactly right.
This is pretty wild.
It's about making programming accessible.
It's about empowering people to create solutions for their own specific needs.
And all without needing to learn those complex coding languages.
So you're not saying I'm going to become a software engineer overnight, but I am gaining the ability to create customized tools that can make a real difference in my life.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm sold and I'm ready to dive deeper into how all of this works.
All right, let's do it.
Let's talk about the Instant AI Program Masterclass itself.
Let's get into the course.
What's the structure like?
So based on the materials, the course seems to be structured in a very logical, step-by-step manner.
Okay.
It starts with the absolute basics.
Perfect.
Introduces this core concept of using AI to generate programs from those simple prompts.
From the prompts?
They actually compare it to using AI image generators like Midjourney or DALL-E.
Oh, yeah.
Where you describe an image, the AI creates it
I get it.
But instead of an image, you're getting a functional program.
That's a really cool way to put it.
It is pretty cool.
So it's taking that concept of AI image generation and applying it to programming.
That's exactly right.
And that makes it way more approachable for people who might be intimidated by traditional coding.
Exactly. That's the point.
So what kind of programs are they teaching you to create in the course?
Well, they offer a really wide range of examples, from practical tools for automating everyday tasks
Okay.
to, like, more creative applications.
Give me an example.
You could create a program that automatically sorts and organizes all your files, a tool that can transcribe audio recordings and generate summaries of them.
Wow.
They even talk about creating programs that can interact with websites.
No way.
You could pull data or automate actions on a website.
The possibilities are pretty much endless.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Okay, I have to be honest here. That little voice of skepticism in the back of my head
I hear ya.
is still whispering to me. It's saying, is it really this easy?
It's natural to be skeptical.
And, what about the limitations?
Right. Well, it's true. There are always limitations with any new technology.
True.
And, this is a relatively new method. It's still in its early stages.
Sure.
There's always room for improvement. But based on what we've seen so far, the potential is definitely undeniable.
Okay, all right. Trying to keep an open mind here.
I hear, yeah.
But let's address some of those potential concerns head on.
Let's do it.
For example, what about the learning curve?
Right.
How long does it actually take to grasp this method and start creating programs?
Well, the course claims it's designed for beginners.
Okay.
It focuses on simplicity and ease of use.
Oh,
They promise a gentle learning curve,
okay.
and you don't need any prior coding experience.
I like that.
But it's important to note, any new skill takes time and effort to master.
Of course. That makes sense.
You're not going to become an expert overnight.
Yeah, so while it might be easier than traditional coding, it's still a skill that I'm going to need to put in some time and effort to really master.
You got it.
Okay, so what about the cost?
Right.
Are we talking expensive software or like subscription fees here?
No. They actually emphasize that the core tools used in the course are free
Oh, okay.
and readily available online.
All right.
So you don't need to invest in expensive software or subscriptions to get started.
What?
Now, there might be optional tools or resources that come at an extra cost,
Okay.
but they're not essential.
All right, that's good to know. That makes the barrier to entry pretty low, which I really appreciate.
Right.
But what about support?
Yeah.
If I get stuck or have a question, is there anyone I can turn to for help?
It seems like they do offer support via email.
Oh, okay.
So you can reach out directly if you have questions
Okay.
or encounter some technical difficulties.
So there's a support system in place, but it might not be like instant,
Right. It might not be.
which is understandable.
And also the level of personalized support and response time, I'm sure that's going to vary.
Yeah, of course.
Depending on how the course is structured and the number of students they have.
Okay. And what about that refund policy?
Right. The all-important refund policy.
Plus, this case, this turns out to be, not what I was expecting.
They do mention a refund policy,
Okay.
but I would definitely emphasize the need to read the fine print carefully.
Of course.
There might be specific conditions or a
Yeah.
limited time frame.
It always makes sense to be fully informed before making any purchase.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've demystified the 60-second program method,
Good.
explored its potential applications,
Yes.
and addressed some, key concerns.
Yeah.
What's next on our agenda?
Well, now that we have, a good understanding of the basics, I think it's time to go a little bit deeper into the Instant AI Program Masterclass itself.
I like it. Let's do it.
All right, we'll take a look at the course structure, the different modules, the kind of learning experience you can expect.
All right, sounds good to me. Let's keep this deep dive going and really uncover what this course has to offer. Stay tuned, folks.
We're just getting started.
Okay, so let's roll up our sleeves and actually dig into this Instant AI Program Masterclass. I'm really curious to see how they actually teach you to build these programs using AI.
Right.
It still feels kind of like magic to me.
It's definitely the exciting part.
Yeah?
They break down this whole process into easy to follow steps.
Okay.
They really try to make it, not this super complex thing.
Okay.
And from what I've gathered, the course is structured in a way
Yeah.
that it guides you, even if you're a complete novice,
Okay.
to being able to create your own functional programs, all using AI.
Okay, so walk me through it.
Right.
Where does this journey actually begin?
Well, it starts with
Yep.
introducing this core concept
Yeah.
of using AI as your programming partner.
Okay.
And they really emphasize that you don't need to be like this coding whiz.
Okay, that's good because I'm not.
Right.
Yeah.
To get value from this,
Okay.
it's all about leveraging the power of the AI
Okay.
to take your instructions and turn them into working code.
So how do they actually like bridge that gap between my like non-existent coding skills and actually creating a program?
They introduce you to this concept of what are called prompts.
Prompts.
Yeah, and think of them as like these simple, plain English instructions that you feed to the AI.
So it's like saying, hey, AI, I need a program that does this.
That's exactly right.
And then just describing what I want.
You got it.
Interesting.
And they provide a ton of examples.
Okay.
Just to show you how simple these prompts can be.
So like instead of writing lines of code, I'm essentially just writing like sentences
basically
that describe what I want.
You got it.
That's kind of cool.
It is. It's very cool.
So give me an example.
All right, let's say you want a program that automatically renames a bunch of files with like a specific prefix. Your prompt could be something as simple as add the prefix Project X to all files in this folder.
And that's it.
And then the AI, it just takes care of it all.
Wow, that's crazy.
Converts that simple instruction into the necessary code.
Okay. But I'm guessing there's more to it than just like writing prompts.
Right. You can't just, write anything. It goes a little bit deeper than that.
Okay.
So they really get into different types of prompts.
Okay.
How to structure them.
Okay.
How to refine them.
Yeah.
To get like the specific outcome you're looking for.
So it's all about like learning how to talk to the AI in a way that it understands.
Exactly. It's like developing a fluency with the AI.
That's kind of cool.
It's very cool.
But what kind of tools are they actually using in this course?
Okay, so that's one of the things that I found really impressive.
Yeah.
Was that they emphasize accessibility.
Okay, good.
So they use free, readily available tools.
That's great.
That most people probably already have access to.
Like what?
Things like ChatGPT.
I have that.
Google's Gemini. And some free online coding platforms.
No need to spend an arm and a leg on fancy software.
Not at all.
That's awesome.
It's about keeping that barrier to entry really low.
Yeah, so I can jump right in.
You got it.
But I imagine there's still a learning curve involved.
There is, definitely.
So how do they make sure that people don't just get overwhelmed and just give up?
So they've structured it in a way that gradually builds your skills and your confidence.
Okay.
So they start with simple programs.
Yeah.
Teaching you the fundamentals of prompt writing and AI interaction.
And then it gets harder.
And then as you progress through the modules, the complexity does increase.
I like that.
And you start creating more sophisticated programs.
So it's like leveling up in a game.
Exactly. It's like gamifying it.
Yeah. You get those little wins along the way.
Exactly. Keeps you engaged and motivated to keep learning.
What kind of examples are we actually talking about here? Are we creating programs that are actually, like, useful in real life?
Yes.
Or is it just, like, hypothetical stuff?
No, it's really focused on practical applications.
Give me some examples.
Like, they really want to show you how to create programs that can solve real-world problems.
Okay.
And automate those tedious tasks.
I like that.
That I think we all face.
Yeah, we all have to.
They cover things like file management, data organization, web interaction. They even get into creating basic games.
Now you're talking.
So they really want to give you the skills to build tools that can improve your productivity, streamline your workflow, and maybe just like add a little bit of fun to your digital life.
I am all about finding ways to automate those tasks.
You and me both.
That just take way too long.
Right.
So yeah, I'm interested. But is it just like watching someone code on a screen?
Okay.
Or is there like more visual stuff going on?
They know that visual learning is really key.
Okay, good.
So the course is packed with over-the-shoulder tutorials.
Oh, okay.
Where you can actually see exactly how to craft those prompts, how to interact with the AI, and test your programs.
I like that.
They break it down into those little bite-sized steps.
Okay.
So it's easy to follow along and replicate it on your own screen.
So it's like having someone right there with you.
Exactly.
Holding your hand every step of the way.
That's a great way to put it.
Which I appreciate because, learning new stuff can be scary.
It definitely can be.
But what about, like, feedback?
Okay.
Do they offer any kind of, like, personalized guidance or support?
So the course materials themselves are very comprehensive.
Okay.
But they do mention that they have a support team.
Okay.
To answer questions.
That's good.
Troubleshoot issues, and if you get stuck, provide guidance.
So there's a safety net?
There is.
In case I need a little extra help.
You need it.
So beyond just creating like these individual programs, what kind of overall impact could this method actually have?
That's when things get really interesting.
Okay.
Imagine like a world where anyone, no matter their technical background, could create their own digital tools.
Now we're talking.
You're empowering people to become problem solvers, innovators, creators in their own right.
This could be huge.
This could lead to like a surge in creativity, productivity, maybe even new businesses popping up.
You're saying this could potentially change the world.
I think it has the potential.
But let's be realistic.
Of course.
Not everyone's going to become like this master programmer overnight.
Of course not.
So are there any downsides or limitations that we should be aware of?
It's important to acknowledge that this is still a relatively new approach.
Sure.
It's in its early stages.
Yeah.
The AI tools themselves are constantly evolving.
Right.
There might be some limitations in terms of like the complexity and the scale of the programs you can create. It's not a magic bullet that's going to solve every problem.
Of course not.
But it is a powerful tool.
So it's all about like managing expectations.
Exactly.
And understanding that this is a new tool.
Yes.
Not a replacement for everything else.
Exactly. It's a tool to add to your arsenal.
What about like some of the ethical considerations surrounding this kind of AI-powered programming?
That's an important question.
Yeah.
As with any powerful technology, there are ethical implications.
Of course. So what are we thinking about here?
One concern is bias.
Okay.
In the AI algorithms.
Yeah.
Which could potentially lead to programs that are unfair.
Okay.
Or discriminatory.
Okay, so it's our responsibility then.
Yes.
To make sure that this technology is being used ethically.
Exactly. We want to make sure we're using it for good.
Absolutely. It's like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to make sure we're on the right side of that.
We do.
Okay, so we've explored the course structure.
Yes.
We've talked about the potential benefits. And even touched upon like the ethical considerations. What's the next step?
Okay, so now that we have like a good understanding of the method and the course itself, I think it's time to shift the focus to you, the listener.
I like it.
You know, talked about the general possibilities.
Yeah.
But now let's get personal.
Okay.
What are your goals?
Yeah, what are your goals?
What are you trying to achieve?
What problems are you facing that this method could potentially solve?
You got it.
I love it. Let's bring this all home and connect it to you.
Exactly.
To your specific needs, to your aspirations.
To your unique situation.
Stay tuned, folks. We're about to unlock a world of possibility.
Be ready.
Okay, so we've really gone deep on this 60-second program method.
Yeah, we have.
And the instant AI program masterclass.
Absolutely.
Now it's time to like bring it all together.
Right.
And talk about what this could actually mean for you, for our listener.
For you listening right now.
Yeah. So we've talked about, you know, the potential of creating custom tools without coding.
Right.
But let's shift gears and like get specific.
Let's get down to brass tacks.
If you had this ability, like right now, what would be like the first program you'd create?
Well, that's a good question.
What problem would you solve?
That's tough. There are so many possibilities.
There really are.
But if I had to pick one, I think for me, it would be something to help with like email overload.
I feel that.
Yeah, it's a constant struggle.
It is.
So many emails, so little time.
Right. Like I would love a program that could just like automatically sort of prioritize, maybe even like draft responses to certain types of emails.
I'm with you there. Anything to help manage that inbox.
Right. Yeah. It's a universal problem.
Well, absolutely.
And that's kind of the beauty of this whole method, right?
Exactly.
Like it empowers you to create solutions that are tailored to your own specific pain points.
That's the power of it.
It's not like one size fits all software.
Right.
That may or may not actually work for you.
Exactly. It's all about customization.
It's like having your own personal software developer.
I like that analogy.
Right. But instead of having to pay them an arm and a leg, this one is an AI that speaks plain English.
That's the beauty of it.
So, but let's think bigger.
Okay.
Let's go beyond our own like little wish list here.
Right.
What kind of impact could this method have on like different industries, different professions?
I think it has the potential to be really transformative.
How so?
Well, imagine like small business owners. Creating programs to automate their inventory management.
Okay.
Or handle like marketing tasks.
That would be a game changer.
Artists and designers using AI to, you know, generate content or streamline their creative process.
And think about educators.
Oh, absolutely.
They could create like interactive learning tools
customized to each student
that are like tailored to specific student needs.
It's amazing to think about.
The possibilities are really endless.
Pretty much.
It's giving people the tools to be
more
efficient.
More creative.
More creative.
More empowered.
Absolutely.
This could like fundamentally change how we work and how we learn.
I think so.
But, with any new technology,
of course,
there are always some concerns.
Always.
What are like some of the potential downsides or challenges?
Okay, well, one challenge is making sure that these AI tools are being used responsibly.
Right, of course.
We need to be mindful of like potential biases.
Yeah, of course.
In the algorithm.
And work towards systems that are fair. Transparent and accountable.
We don't want to create solutions that are going to like unintentionally make things worse.
Exactly. We want to make sure it's being used ethically.
And for good.
For the betterment of everyone.
Absolutely.
Another challenge is, I think, managing expectations.
Okay, what do you mean?
This method is powerful.
Yeah.
But it's not like a magic solution.
It's not going to solve every problem overnight.
Exactly. There's still a learning curve.
Of course.
It takes time and effort.
Like anything worth doing.
Exactly. But the rewards are definitely there.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, what's like the one key takeaway you want our listener to really walk away with?
I want them to embrace the idea that they can be creators.
Okay.
Not just consumers of technology.
I love that.
This method gives you the power to build your own solutions, automate tasks, and really shape your digital world.
It's all about taking control.
It is.
So listener, as you go out into the world, remember this, you have the power to create.
You do.
Don't let, the fear of coding or anything like that hold you back.
Embrace the possibility.
Explore this 60-second program method.
You might just surprise yourself.
Absolutely.
The future of programming.
Yeah.
It's no longer limited to like a select few.
Right.
It's in your hands.
What will you create?